And finally, for example, D, the hardest of all of them. Notice I have two square roots that are different that I cannot put together, and I have a constant, in this case, added to one side. So how the heck I can't get my square roots alone, so I need to try to start getting rid of some of my square roots. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to square both sides. Well, this is kind of tricky here. This is going to give me the square root of x plus 2 plus 1 times the square root of x plus 2 plus 1. That equals 3 minus x. And as I keep going, I'm just going to double distribute again here. Well, the square root of x plus 2 times the square root of x plus 2, well, that gives me x plus 2. And then I'm going to distribute that square root of x plus 2 times 1. Well, that gives me a square root of x plus 2. And I'm going to distribute here another square root x plus 2. And distribute as a plus 1. Well, that equals 3 minus x. So I can see I still have some square roots together. Well, if I put stuff together, I get x plus 3 plus, now I have 2 of those square roots of x plus 2's to equal 3 minus x. Well, I want to get my square root function alone, so I'm going to subtract an x, subtract a 3, and when I do that, I get 2 square root x plus 2 equals minus 3 minus x gives me 0. Those are gone, and I think that just gives me what? Minus 2x's. But notice I still have that square root function here. So what I need to do is I need to square it again. So now I gotta square this side again, which means I'm going to square that side. And when I square it the second time, well, 2 squared is 4. That's still multiplied by the square root of x plus 2 squared. So that's going to give me an x plus 2 equals, well, negative 2x times negative 2x. That gives me 4x squared. So now I'm going to distribute here. 4x plus 8 equals 4x squared. Again, I have a quadratic equation. So I'm going to get everything to one side, set it equal to 0. So I can see if I can factor it. Well, lo and behold, I have a greatest common factor in here. And my greatest common factor is of 4. Now that's going to give me x squared minus x plus 2. Does that factor further? Well, that gives me x minus 2 times x plus 1. So it looks like x equals 2 and x equals negative 1. It's like two potential solutions. Well, now I got to come up here on the top and I need to check my x equals 2 and my x equals negative 1. Let's check those. And they can only be checked back in the original function here. So when I plug a 2 in here, I'm going to have the square root of 2 plus 2 plus 1. Does that equal the square root of 3 minus 2? Well, this gives me the square root of 4 plus 1. Does that equal the square root of 1? Well, this is going to give me 2 plus 1. Yeah, 3. 3, totally not equal to 1. So it sure appears that's not really a solution. It looked like it was. Now I got to check my negative 1 yet. And that's going to give me the square root of negative 1 plus 2 plus 1. Does that equal the square root of 3 minus negative 1? Well, that gives me the square root of 1 plus 1 equals plus square root of 4. Well, square root of 1 is 1 plus 1. That gives me 2. Does that equal 2? That's true. Therefore, x minus 1 is the only solution to that equation. There's a few of those in there. That's the most difficult example, is example D. Kind of moved it around there a little wacky, but D is the toughest one you can do. Good luck. If you need to come back to the videos for a little refresher, go for it. Hopefully you copied that stuff down in your notes. And good luck and have a good rest of your day.